Hi everyone, we have with us Divya Khanna. So she is going to join MICA, converted MICA at last, and she is from Saraswati College of Engineering in Mumbai University. Post that she's worked for Reliance for 2 years, where she has done wonderful work into various category. She has managed to balance her work and studies, and in the end managed to get into MICA, which is like sought after college for a lot of students. So, congratulations, Divya, for your achievements. How do you feel about the
Thank
same?
you, sir. So I feel really excited, and it's a great opportunity for me. And it actually feels a little unreal having now finally gotten into Mica and being very proud to call myself a Mican. And yeah, it's been a great journey for me.
Great. So, you were working when you started preparing for CAT. So, can you run us through your journey as to how did you manage to prepare and how did you balance things off?
Okay, so right after my graduation from having passed my engineering fourth year, I really was confused between management and my MS. So I didn't want to just jump right into giving exams like for preparing for CAT or anything. So I took my time. I got a 1 year work ex, and since the beginning, I've been working with Reliance Geo. But as I was working, I really found my inclination towards management. I worked on a couple of projects in my office as well, and I was given the assistant manager position out there. So I think that really helped me to move in this direction towards my management studies. So when I started, CAT was my prime focus, but as you would know, I have not really scored that well in my CAT. So yeah, I think the major reason was it becomes really tricky when you're working and at the same time you have to give a lot of exams. It's difficult to keep yourself motivated and then not stress out that much. And I guess yeah, once you get a hang of it, eventually you do get a little better. Although for me, I had initially decided that this is going to be my first and final attempt. I was not looking forward to invest a couple of more years to trying to perfect my score, so that was not really on my agenda. I just wanted to clear it in one go itself. So yeah, I'm really happy to part of Minecraft.
So, I know, so you were very regular in your preparations and you were serious about it. What happened close to the examination that affected your preparation? Why did CAT did not go so well for you?
So sir, as you would know, I started preparing for my CAT since January or around February itself. So I had an entire year to prepare, but still, I guess the anticipation for the exam and the anxiety, plus a month prior to my CAT examination, I was offered a job in Hyderabad. It was a really nice project, but unfortunately, if I would have had taken that up, I wouldn't be able to give my CAT exam. So I made an informed decision. Luckily, my manager supported my ambition, to go and continue with my CAT. So, but yeah, this kind of really stressed me out a lot. People think that CAT is a very practical journey, but I think more than a practical journey, it's like an emotional pathway for you. And you need people who can really help you out with that journey. And I really need to thank Rochelle. Ma'am has been my savior through this journey. She has helped me out so much, with all her sweet messages before every exam she would drop, all the students like you'll be my prayer and any nice motivational quote, and it really goes a long way. It has a lot of impact on people who are trying to manage multiple things at one time. So yeah, I guess that was the reason why I was really tensed before my CAT exam, and because of that I made a lot of errors in my exam itself. Like later on when we got the got to evaluate a little bit, I thought I could have done things a different way if only I had been a little more focused and not stressed out. So yeah, I guess
So,
that was the thing that went wrong.
so what would you advise people who are writing CAT and working? Understand you falter, but from your mistakes, how would you advise students with regards to it? How should they balance it off?
So I think the prime focus for people who are still working and preparing for your exams is do not put a lot of stress on yourself. See, ultimately, when you put a lot of stress and you think that you need to perfect something, you are ultimately going to challenge yourself to that limit wherein you'll just have a breaking point, and after that you're going to mess up everything that comes ahead. So I think you should keep a small milestone kind of a target, which what people advised me, but it worked on pretty late for me because I was not following that. Be happy in small achievements, like okay, let's keep a small mock score, like start from 80 percentile, then gradually move up. Be happy in those small achievements that you're making. Don't keep a very large end goal. Be more focused towards your path, but then you need to keep yourself happy. I remember before every exam I could not sleep. Like I would sleep hardly for 3 hours, which is really very, very drastic for any person. And then when I would go for the exam, I would end up feeling really drowsed. And 3 hours used to be like, oh my God, how am I going to complete this paper? Which is very difficult. And I think that's what people are not supposed to do. Ek din prior exam, go and chill with your friends, have fun. And I know everybody is going to say you this, but it's going to become very difficult. But I think you should follow on this advice. This is what I did before my MyCat and my CMAT, and I really saw such a drastic difference. So I think you need to keep your mental, you need to keep a balance in whatever you do. So
So
yeah,
yeah, so I think
that's
your advice is perfect. To keep small milestones, and what you said is being happy with the smaller milestones and achieving that was right, completely correct. Secondly, I feel what you said regarding being relaxed is more important. And what was seen in your case was that after the CAT, there was a drastic change in the January month where you scored a 99.5 plus in CMAT and you scored a 47 in MyCat, like which are like amazingly high scores. So what brought in that change from a very low November, December to a very high January? How did it go about?
So I think my journey has been a very gradual journey. So I really didn't prepare anything different from what I was doing. My strategy since beginning was the same. In spite being an engineer, I had to focus more on my quants area because that was something that I lacked in. So after my CAT and I guess probably NMAT and other exams which I had appeared for, there's one thing which I noticed was I was really not very quick with finding out the sums or finding out the questions that I was good at. So that's one thing that I tried to change. I tried to look out for sums like the strategy which Sir would advise a lot of his students later on, that you should first, 5 minutes lay low, just look at the paper and just pick out the sums which you feel you are able to do much quicker, much faster, or which are your forte. And then you should go towards the medium ones. And then you should, probably attempt for the harder ones. So that's something that I started following later on after I gave my CAT. And I mean, you give a lot of mocks, but when you give the actual exam, you kind of understand how you work towards the paper and what goes on in your mind. So I guess I had a lot of practice giving all these exams. And then, yeah, finally in January, by then I had a strategy in my mind. I knew what sums to pick up. I knew what sections were much easier for me and which were the scoring ones. And I knew what needs to be eliminated rather than what needs to be attempted. I think I followed that strategy that I need to leave certain things and I need to be okay with it and
Okay.
not attempt everything.
Anything specific you did for the CMAT and the MyCat exam, which you did outperform? So anything specific preparation for those?
I guess what I really so for my cat, there's really nothing extra that I have done because at the end of the day, that's the only exam wherein it really checks if you're a cultural fit for the institute. Like it's the only exam which has a psychometric test, a part of its initial mock test. So there's nothing much you can prepare for it. I mean, there's only so much you can do as a person. You should be a little more truthful. When it comes to CMAT, I guess I have performed really well in my GK. So that was one of the sections which helped me to increase my overall score. So
Okay,
yeah, that
so
I think was a different thing.
how GK? Were you doing something for GK on a regular basis, or were you good at GK?
Yes, sir. So for GK, I had different sources where I would study from, keep up to date with all the articles that were coming in the newspapers, and yeah. So GK is something that you need to know since the beginning itself. It's not something which will be out of the blue. You can just start preparing for it. But I did try my best for it, and yeah, I guess GK was one section which helped me a lot to get my scores up. Also, verbal was something which was easier because I'm better at VA rather than RC, I believe. And CMAT focuses more on your VA part. It does not have that much on, focus on its RCs. So that's why I think this exam just fell, to my strengths, and that's how I could score more, I guess.
Great,
So
great.
that's one advice I would give to people out there, that you should just wait for the exam that comes. There are a lot of things you must be better at, and you just need to find that exam.
Great. Any advice that you'd want to give to students who are preparing for the CAT and the other exams?
Okay. So, firstly, I guess, like I spoke earlier, please be happy with your small milestones. Please figure out what your strengths are. and then try to move ahead from there. One thing that I used to follow very closely was maintaining a timetable, kind of a chart sheet for me, which really helped me out to balance my work and my time for MBA preparations. So yeah, that was something that I would really advise people to follow. Also, when you have given a, you're going wrong in certain areas, please talk to ma'am and sir. Please talk to somebody who will help you to, you've reached a certain point. From there, from A to A plus, that's a different journey altogether. You need some guidance to it. So you should always contact people who can help you excel in this one particular point. Also, I think while giving mocks, you need to analyze them. You have to put a lot of time in your analysis, because more than giving, X number of mocks, it's important to understand which areas in that particular mock have you faltered in and what are the ones which you've excelled in. So, yeah, I guess analysis is very important and you should just go from there. That's
Thanks, Divya. Thanks for your time that you've given valuable advice in terms of smaller milestones and keeping timetable. And I'm sure people find inspiration from you saying that CAT is not the end of everything. You can always get into a top college even if you have not performed well in CAT. You have to just keep your hopes alive. Thanks and all the best for your 2 years in Mica.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.